now. I want it to be a reality, though. I don't
want it
care. It's always a possibility. Don't give me that garbage.
Hey, if it's banned, it's not. But you're right. Otherwise, I mean, I agree. I want to see it one day. Lily, I think, is outstanding. She is actually a viable top laner as well. She is a top jungle flex. That said, she's been out of the meta for so long. I think not a lot of players have reps on it. And unlike things like the Tom Kentry work and where like he was disabled for 2 weeks, Lily is like, well, she got buffed like a week ago. She's on. Did you practice in time?
Yeah.
And I think in the future, like, she will be a reality, and in more teams' drafts. I know we've seen her in the LEC some. I think we expect to see her from a couple of teams the rest of this week across various leagues around the world, but is a viable option. Regardless, TSM would rather have Diana as their AP jungle choice. Ziggs has been increasingly a popular bot laner. I know Insanity has played it himself in weeks past, but Raes played it most recently,
like
and I expect a bot lane.
Or
Trist.
Renekton needs some attack damage for basically all the rest of the picks there for Immortals, since they are very AP heavy in their first two. Insanity's been good on both of those. The Tristana, yeah, I like that too. Insanity definitely. Tower destruction combo of Ziggs plus Tristana works wonders.
Does. Lee Sin going to be grabbed. So we'll point out that Lee Sin and Gwen both are flexible across solo lanes and the jungle. Ziggs, of course, flexible across mid and bot, though I expect bot. But with this pick in, you don't know for sure where everything is. TSM get one final grab, and the bans come in.
I wonder if they actually want to grab something like the Nautilus, bottom side first before the support bans for Immortals start coming in.
Okay.
Guess they don't. Instantly answered Huni's favorite champion as of the last month, basically.
Yep.
Again, and as everybody else is starting to stop playing lane Nocturne, he still went on it. He actually played it very well. Nicely counterpicked and nicely piloted by him. So even though it was significantly hit with the 50% reduction on the passive for minions, I still have a decent amount of confidence in him to play it. And guess what? It's paired with other divers here. Diana definitely synergizes. So, and especially Kalista's going to be throwing somebody in there.
Yeah, I will just personally say I'm not a fan of lane Nocturne. Yeah, he might play it well. We'll see how it goes, but I really do think there are better picks available for matchups and game states in general. But we'll see how he pilots it. End of the day, champ select of one champion is not what makes or breaks a game. Just think there's replacements. But the bans come through. Galio off the table. Tristana is banned away, so TSM agreeing with me that that's the front runner here for Insanity. See if Lucian joins that one as well. Of course, Ziggs can still go to bed if they pick something else, but we'll see if they even ban a conventional bot laner here. Varus is left up, for example. That's a really highly priced pick. Could easily be seen.
So probably Immortals follow up with a Leona, Nautilus here, trying to take away some of these options for Kalista. Already the Galio, I like taking it off this one. It adds so much more to the dive, If even coming from a support position, if there's a Galio ultimate regardless coming on top of Nocturne Diana, you are in a very big dangerous scenario for that engage. But they actually opt to take the Lucian out instead in favor, taking away. Even though TSM was highly critiqued for their Lucian play with PowerOfEvil on it, it's still very, powerful in the current state of the game.
Alrighty, Leona grabbed for the aggressive bottom lane. Kalista, Leona, very, very scary. Tom Kench, Terry, Zillions, mostly support hovers. I do think Tom Kench is good, though.
And I've really loved, too, the Leonas roaming around with the Diana because of the pick potential there. You have so much CC and definitely enough damage to win a lot of skirmishes if you even get sight of an opponent champion. So it makes it very easy to get vision for your team. And when you're the team that has the Nocturne ultimate, the dive threat coming through, and a lot of early power there for a side of TSM, they're setting themselves up for a lot of these early roams through enemy jungle to get deep vision and then try and go for picks.
All right, final draft. Where are the champions moving? We've still got uncertainty in the lanes right now. Which one's it going to be? Because right now, Ziggs is in a super position. He's in mid and bot at the same time.
And Ziggs Alistar is a very weak lane. That is definitely going to be a point of pressure for TSM pushing on it if they do commit to have the Ziggs in the bottom side.
Kayn jungle.
Get the Kayn in here. So they do rotate the Lee Sin off to a solo lane. I have seen some Kayn in decently high ELO solo queue matches played in solo lane, but it's very memey to me. I think it's much better situated in the jungle. We just had a Acadian yesterday popping off. I actually met up with him after yesterday in the evening, and he was talking about how, you know, he will always go red build as far as items, Gore Drinker and Conqueror, and then decide in the game which one he's going to go. I basically always will decide whichever one I get first.
Right, okay.
But he said there's still some scenarios where he's actually willing to delay for, you know, like red orb conversion if it's better, or blue orb if you want to do that. To me, it's just always so painful, especially for solo queue, to have to wait that extra time.
Yep. My understanding, I know Captain Flowers called it the Blueser build. My understanding, Kayn players often call it the purple build. Because it's a blue build with the red item.
I like blueser better. It rolls off the tongue better.
Oh, I heard purple first, so I'm just locked in. You know, I refuse to change my ways. The sun still revolves around the Earth, as far as I'm concerned. And it may or may not be flat. It's not, by the way.
Oh, we are getting into some yikes stories here.
We're moving on. It's fine. We've got our draft done.
There's enough misinformation in the world already.
That's true. That's true. For example, TSM are a good League of Legends team. So are Immortals, and let's get ourselves into the game. I think this is going to be exciting. I'm glad we've got name synergy as well. The man's on Ziggs. His name is Raes. What is he going to do but destroy turrets? Yeah, I know. You're welcome for that one, Kobe. Is Tristana's good as well? It's always good to see it. I mean, imagine if Uzi wasn't an AD carry player. He's like a tank only. Like, what a waste of that screen that would be, you know?
Yeah, truly. I mean, he did say he was a fan of the nomenclature. So let's get right into it, though. TSM versus Immortals, two most exciting teams in the league, and SwordArt is going to take the vow.
Yep, not surprised here. Gets his Spalders and is on the way out. And we get to see what these lanes are going to turn into. Lee Sin in the mid, Gwen in the top. Not a surprise here, as we'll see Huni again reprise his role on Nocturne. Now, of note, it is Ignite TP, really going for the dueling, but there are no innate escapes on Nocturne. You can queue for move speed, it's not horrible. But outside of a spell shield, you don't have a lot, and there's not, you know, a lot of easy spell shield targets in this lane, so could easily be attacked. See if it happens.
Meanwhile, the mid lane, the last pick there, with the Ahri, I have not been a fan of Ahri for a very long time. You really need to make use of your pick potential, I feel like, with this champion. Oh, PoE has piloted it quite well in the past, but, you know, maybe we see some good value, too, out of the charm interrupting dash. Lee Sin can be decently well telegraphed when going for ward hops. You know, maybe you put a combo breaker in there and try and mess up Insanity when he's going for a possible big kick flash or something. But general idea, especially since you're layering AP with your jungler there for the mid lane, is going to be a little bit diminished value. We'll see if TSM and PowerOfEvil can pull it off. I'm always very skeptical of it when it makes its way into pro play, but ready to see it succeed.
Yes, looks like Raes might be on some future market tech. Has the mana crystals start here, and then he can TP back in after 5 waves with perfect CS, be in Lost Chapter, and lock his opponent in the lane with no way out without dropping an entire wave. And hey, by the way, if you got some weekend errands to run and don't want to miss any of the action, we've got some audio-only casts as well on League Day. So check those out, leagueday.live, if you would rather have it be tailored to that experience. Otherwise, stick with us, because we're going to do our best job here as well. Now early fights going on the bot side as SwordArt goes in for a bit of damage. Destiny, of course, not really a champion on a level 1 Alistar. Such is life. Does have Aftershock, so is not easily attacked here. But they're going to have to give the wave for a little bit. Thankfully, Ziggs can farm from about 1400 range. Just lob the Q, bounce it well. It's pretty easy to get the last hits if you need it. You shouldn't drop too much farm overall, as now we have Insanity trying to farm at a turret, doing pretty well. Should be about equal. A little bit behind PowerOfEvil, but not too horrible.
Yeah, I think Spica too, just continue up on his full clear route there on Diana. He's got lanes that all have a lot of early control, and since you're versus Kayn early on before transforming, you actually have a lot of priority there to work with. So full clear, get your vision up on top side for Huni, because Huni likes to go aggro. He uses the Ignite in the first exchange here with Revenge, so Ignite difference will come up for the rest of this cooldown here. Revenge holds on to his, just chugs his potion and tries to sustain.
So both junglers going to be crossing paths top side right now. The aggressive ward means he knows where Xerxe is. Smite is available. Gets level 4 though, and that heal is actually massive now. Spica cannot win that fight. If he was able to be there like a second earlier, maybe it was a Smite fight, maybe it looks different.
Yeah.
But now Xerxe can be battling, and now on the bottom side, as SwordArt runs around, that is a great combo into the satchel backwards. Good damage on the Lost.
Yeah, meanwhile, the crab still goes over to Spica, because yes, the smite is really big. You know, you get your Gromp heal plus your smite heal off of it, and Xerxe is going to be able to transition down towards bottom side of the map. But that meant that Xerxe was the only one left with a smite for top crab, so able to secure the vision there. Insanity working with Xerxe to make sure doesn't fall behind at all. Bottom one picked up no problem. Sometimes before transforming, it's really annoying for Kayn to take down crabs without a smite because you don't have anything to get through the shield. So every little bit of help definitely counts. Love that. Honor for the mid laner this time around, Phreak.
Yep. Thank you for the assistance. Top, helping with the top crab, mid helping with the bottom crab. Well done. I think decent bot pressure as well meant there was not going to be anything too scary happening. Raes low on mana, but as he's gone through his roughly 5th wave right now, should be a pretty easy recall for a lost chapter. If he needs that one to happen, they finish up the waves, and we are seeing the recalls in the mini-map as Huni and Revenge keep battling. Spell should a decent amount of it. Fear comes in, but now trading back in is Revenge. Keep in mind the Ignite difference can certainly be relevant, and we've got Reinforcements Revenge. Days are about to be numbered. Time to dash away. Do you even live through this one? I don't know how he's going to get away from this.
No.
It's going to be tough. Going to go in for damage.
One.
Yeah, this day is going to be about 35 seconds long. First blood comes in for Huni in the top lane.
And he's immediately going to all chat support difference. Oh, what a roam from SwordArt. Really big there, though. This is something you see a lot, too, if you watch SwordArt stream. He's always going for the early roams up towards top side. Big play there. Get the early kill. Huni on what is his new signature pick, the Nocturne, does get to cash in, gets to push the wave through. Turret plate achieved on bottom side and top side. As a result of those waves, you know, Ziggs right up to the turret there too for Raes, at least gets to chunk that one down. While SwordArt is away, Ziggs gets to play.
All right, not bad. CS difference going to be 2 in the bottom lane, 1 plate to 0, I know. But again, we're on Lost Chapter. Every level up you get, I believe, 30% of your maximum mana, and that is like almost 100 and, well, no, it's going to be like 230 mana or so, as he's already got 800 max, so that's going to feel really good. Can definitely do a lot of pushing as the 2-on-2s meet again. Raes gets the mana pool, and that's going to be, you know, 3 or 4 more Q spams.
And the double wards in the side lanes, too, for Immortals that are now expiring, giving them a lot of that priority there for Destiny to move up into the brush, threaten loss further off that minion wave with the burst combination available and the possibility of Xerxe coming through. Top side currently for him, though, as PoE and Spica trying to link up. This Ahri is now level 6. We are throwing a little bit of doubt towards the Ahri early on, but now with level 6, let's see it. He's invested in the Dark Seal, so wants to stack up on some of these takedowns, start to snowball here, affect those side lanes. You've got dive possibilities bottom side with so much CC with the Kalista plus Leona. Your Nocturne is level 6 as well, so you can go for the aggressive jungle moves.
Big damage. Charm's going to land. Flash just dodging away from the Zenith Blade. SwordArt could not quite connect it. Insanity gets away with his life. Flash for flash against the support.
SwordArt constantly on the move. I love when you have supports do this with a bottom lane that could have a lot of aggressive tendencies. He's using these windows to go affect the other lanes. So top lane success there. He roams up top, gets the kill for Huni. Now Huni might be under attack though.
Go. Flashless Nocturne. Is he the target? Ult's coming across. Pops guilty for some vision denial, but it will not change a thing. That's a 2-minute cooldown gone for nothing. And a good gank topside knocks down Huni.
Yeah, Xerxe gets some nice orbs off of it as well. Very efficient gank. Gets the kill money on the Kayn. And this is going to be a turning of the tides. No teleport means guess what happens to that big old minion wave Phreak? It's all dying to the tower. Gwen's got it right up there. Revenge pushes it in. It is with a cannon, so some of it will be saved for Huni as he runs back as quickly as possible, but decent amount of denial there pushed in before he can get right back, and is going to be a very successful story. Meanwhile, bottom side, you can see already on the mini-map, little bit of counter jungling done. The Diana was able to already escape right over the wall after taking red buff here, so no harm, no foul for him. Does cause at least some sort of payment for Xerxe for his topside focus.
Alrighty, level 6 in for Kayn. Xerxe keeping the farm going as best he can, waiting for the transform once available. Spica's gotten his recalls off for a while. Actually should be sitting on a lot of money. Just has the Hextech Alternator that is about 1,000 gold less in inventory than Xerxe has. So as he's moving toward what is definitively Gore Drinker. That is the only build from those components. Not that we are expecting much else, but just confirming that is what he's going for. And that'll combine soon enough. We'll see which color of Kayn he goes for down the line. Instead, he knocks down the mid wave, no problems there. And PoE going to collect up the farm himself. They're sitting at about a 6 CS lead once this all goes down.
Yeah, still looking for possible roam timers for that Ahri. The teleport is ready, so even though Nocturne ultimate down and the top lane teleports are synced up, the mid lane teleport difference and the all-in power of Ahri with the ulti is what I want to see for the next big play from the TSM side, trying to utilize that. So much thus far has been SwordArt affecting the solo lanes. Now they're trying to play off it here. Maybe PoE can zone them out. Xerxe has to be wary of the possible charm plays, and it's going to be a successful transition for TSM, picking up this Rift Herald. I think the commitment there from Immortals with half a roam basically from Destiny, even walking up, is a little bit excessive, but Ziggs moved up from the bottom side anyways, gets the wave in.
Nice try in the queue, can't quite thread it on the PowerOfEvil. It's not going to matter. Ahri drops a caster minion, but otherwise knocks down the wave cleanly enough. Insanity now going to grab his own farm because PoE's busy doing other stuff as Spica comes by as well. Looks like top is the focus yet again. They are playing around Huni. They want the dives. Poor Gwen is down almost 20 CS. Only got 69. That's not going to be very nice, as now it's in a 1v3, trying to stay alive. Gets the shield, but it's not going to matter. Knocked down. The Ignite gets the last hit. And guess what? They've got a wave, they've got a Rift Herald, and they've got a kill turret in a second. But Xerxe and Sanity are here for a bit more. Can they find the little bit of damage they need to kill Huni off? Insanity might follow the queue, indeed does so. Pulled back in though, hard CC comes across, and here comes the rest of the team. Huni is going to die, but now Xerxe, can he live? Can he jump into the wall? Can he jump away? Not likely. Destiny finds a stun, but it's not going to matter. 2 for 1 in that fight. Favor at TSM. This turret going to fall right after.
Yeah, they went at Huni, and they did get him, so if the quest was just about killing Huni, then technically completed, but the cost is devastating, Phreak, because all 3 members now of the top side of the map for TSM are at the top of the gold charts. This top triangle is so inflated now for TSM, picking up so many extra kills. The tower on top of it, and this opens up the map now for them to make use of these roaming solo laners. Both teleports at the ready. Yes, they did just use Huni's ultimate, but cooldown already is fairly short.
Well, Raes just sitting here farming. Down a bit of farm as the wave equalized. It's about -8. So good job Lost getting his gold income. They've only lost a single plate on the TSM bot side where they've been roaming everywhere else.
I like this focus from TSM towards the top side. They continue to push on this revenge lane. They get the kill. They have the Rift Herald, so it's an ideal situation. You get to execute the tower. It's actually more beneficial because of the bit of an overstep there from Immortals. Nice charm from PoE, by the way. We were looking for the Ahri setup off of Safeguard entry from Lee Sin. He does nail it there. They're able to finish off the second kill too, so they get paid in a very big way for it. And it makes it very easy now for TSM to play the rest of the map. They can transition back down to bottom side, pick up their dragon. It's a little bit later into the game, so the early stacking isn't going to provide tremendous amount of threat, but they have the gold now to push Immortals off of these objectives, and the overstep there on the chase from top side for Immortals just made that play so much worse for them than they needed it to be, even though it is started off with a very proactive play from TSM.
All right, first dragon on the board. TSM starting the stack in basically everywhere. Every single lane is a farm lead, and they got a gold lead in every spot of the map as well.
Yeah, TSM are just smoothly coasting to a mid-game transition here without any roadblocks in sight. Even on top side there, Huni, I guess he didn't get vision. Big wave is building, so this is the one area Immortals can try and pressure on, and they're going to do just that. Maybe they even send Lee Sin up. The wave is already getting very close to the tower, though. Xerxe has his Kayn ultimate. He can go in, get aggro, drop it by jumping inside.
Okay, they go in for the outright tower dive. One plate gone. Revenge going to be feared. Not on aggro just yet. Nocturne comes in. TV's coming across now as well. Do they have the burst damage is the question. Kayn dives in. Kayn dives out, but they've traded top laners, and the charm is perfect. The second kill comes across. kick, follow. Insanity gonna get himself one back. 2 for 2. This fight right now started by Immortals, ended equally, but now Raes with his teleport in there as well, gonna try to finish the top turret.
Yeah, he's gonna push as hard as he can. Meanwhile, TSM will push on both other lanes because of the full commitment from Immortals towards that play. Again, they go at the king, they go at Huni, the star of the show early on for TSM Phreak. They do take him, but PoE teleporting in gets the counter kill, and they still have Huni's teleport to try and answer. It is on a minion because he knows the tower is about to get executed.
Well, Huni, yep, forcing the flash away, and now, as the control word is down, Raes is on the way out, but SwordArt's behind him. You got Destiny nearby. They're not even going to bother. They know he is dead. He is out of mana, and Huni manages to grab the kill with some support from SwordArt.
So necessary that the teleport is on a minion and not a tower. I've seen that one messed up many a time, and the execute comes through, but Huni gets his revenge. So in the end, Phreak, while Immortals do make one of the few counterplays they can continue to push on this area on top side of the map, they commit so much to it. TSM actually got a lot back in every other lane, pushing both mid and bottom back and still teleporting out for the counter kill.
And 300 gold denied and grabbed by Spica as he takes the entire western jungle away from Xerxe. That's beautiful right there. It's a really big extra capitalization after that kill.
Yeah, one of the biggest things about getting a kill in League isn't just your golden experience you acquire from it. It's your map pressure, your power play. Yes, there's now a deficit on the side of Immortals, and you always want to mine as many extra neutral resources as you can off the map in that area. So Spica, I just have to say it again, he's been so consistent for TSM, doing a lot of these smaller plays, these value plays for them to really keep this team afloat. While there are, bigger stars at the moment in this game with a lot of the, kills and highlights going to them, still doing that diligent work, mining away and increasing this lead for the squad over Immortals.
All right, money in the pockets, money to spend for TSM as they're looking at the next play. Rift Herald already back alive. Take the second one pretty early on. And still no dragon for 2 minutes, so why not just take everything? Fight might begin, though. Big knockup, good Ziggs ulti, and the first kill comes across. Down goes Nocturne, no escapes. And how about the chase down? Some slows. Once Revenge can get an auto attack, but he just cannot. He cannot reset the ult. TSM disengaged too well, so he cannot get the slow again. And that's going to tie him out without getting all of his ulti. But now Destiny is in. Headbutt into the wall. Lost will have that happen to his life. The Ren will not be enough, and Revenge is back on the board, slaying him.
Another power play from Immortals, and they do need to force these, but it comes at a cost again. Can Raes juke? He cannot.
He cannot. Goes in a melee range for the charm. PoE, a great start on the dive. Ended by Spica. Mid lane tier 2 going to be ended as well.
He's doing a good job here with this Ahri, continuing to force plays. You're not allowed to dodge. You're not allowed to use Gwen W. He gets right into your face for these numbers advantaged plays. And Ahri is connecting over and over. So TSM finding that value with the pick there. Here's another look at the mini-map, by the way. So Immortals, they've got a very strong power play up here. Good commitment and charge. They're going to get some kills back, some gold for themselves. But you saw also the communication immediately from TSM via the mini-map. They immediately disperse to try and push towards mid. They don't chase down. They don't try and pick up on some of the lost cause that they have towards that top side of the map with that play. Instead, looking to get something of value elsewhere on the map. And PoE, Ahri charms right in. Ziggs point blank goes down.
Yeah, and he was playing it safe. Like, Raes was throwing max range Qs, like, chilling, and it's like, oh, I'm in double ult range, aren't I? Oh, it's too late, okay. He had used the Satch to get over the wall to play that one more safely, and okay, other quotas maybe could have been saved a bit longer, but hey, still a good play with PowerOfEvil, and we can see TSM have a 5,000 gold lead. Second dragon about to be claimed as well. TSM are not letting up in this one.
They certainly are not. And we talked about earlier, Spica and the consistency. Guess what? His name is at the top of the board again. Richest person in the game on the Diana jungle. And he's going to be able to take up the objective easily as well. If we to get a TSM vision toggle, you can see they already set up super deep wards through the red quadrant of the jungle, allowing that super long push on bottom side. But Rift Herald number 2 will ensure
Nocturne dives in, very big damage, but will not kill the Ziggs. Ulti's going to be a complete flub, and Huni gets away with his life. Spica out here as well. Raes at 5 health, dies to the rest of the ultimate. Huni will finally go down to Destiny, but it's a 2-for-1 soon, I believe. But no, right now, TSM cutting back. PowerOfEvil burning down, will die. Xerxe finds it, trade it back though again. And now it's time for a revenge run for his life. Xerxe going to drop, and that's TSM taking that fight, I believe. 3 dead on Immortals, only 2 dead on TSM.
Valiant effort there from Immortals. They know they have to scramble. They know they have to force these fights while TSM are separated, and they do get, again, a couple, but TSM more trouble than they're worth there. After the collapse, Lost comes up from the bottom side. They corral the rest of them with 3 dead on the map. TSM still get out to push out the extra waves, and will still get more value out of the fight. Spica being able to clean up that last kill over the back of the Raptors. Here's the attempt, though. TSM trying to assassinate this Ziggs super early on. Stopwatch buys some time. Here in the spread out fight, though, if Insanity doesn't land that Q onto Huni, I think you're right, and he just gets out, and they don't get the extra gold paid for themselves here, though. PoE flashes over, instantly answered by Xerxe, and so TSM will collect the extra 1 and the extra map pressure, but the scramble that Immortals are pulling off here in some of these fights, especially considering Nocturne ultimate, has been admirable considering they're so far behind in gold and trying to fight their way out.
Yeah, well engaged by Huni though, right? Kind of dove into 3, but it was the right call. His team was ready to collapse, and I mean, he burned Raes down to 5% almost by himself, and now we get to go again. Doesn't have vision right now, controlled in the pit. Now he's gonna be in range, gonna be stunned up as well. 3v1, no fair, revenge will get none, just goes down without a punch back.
TSM yesterday had so much control and were smashing in the game against FlyQuest as well, Phreak. Looked very similar. Also, expertly using this Nocturne for Huni even early on in the game. Lots of good lane pressure for him, making a lot of good Nocturne ultimates. And then the comeback. It's after TSM had already secured Baron. They'd been dominating the map, dominating the game for so long, so I'm sure that is what they're looking forward to here as well. Another very good early game from TSM. Early control, dragon stacking. We're approaching the point of the game. 20 minutes now, Baron is on the table. Same setup, I think, will be attributed here for TSM. They have the Kalista, so you just ward up through blue quadrant of the jungle. PoE does face check.
Knock up, decent damage. Charm comes after being max range, so he can't dodge it with the ulti, and he's just running away. Should have his, no, the actual E is down, but yeah, of course, can Q the wall, so never gonna get a chase down, but hey, at least burns an Ahri ultimate.
And again, so TSM gonna be looking for multiple control ward restarts here. Everybody gets one except the AD carry, and back out towards that Baron to try the similar sort of turn that they utilized effectively last time around. You've got Leona, Nocturne, Diana, and Ahri. If you get close to this Baron, TSM are looking for the turn. They're not looking to burn it down unless you allow them to get so many Ren stacks in and you're not contesting at all. They'll happily take it, but their turn is fearsome. So that's what Immortals really have to look out for. Maybe they get some extra vision. They go for the Ziggs ultimate possible steal combination. It can be hard sometimes to really keep a Kayn out of that Baron pit and threaten some of those steals. So TSM definitely looking to utilize their super long range pick. They're actually going to support Huni in his split push efforts first. Not a lot of these extra vision, resources, control wards being used up towards Baron quite yet, and they want to push on bottom first.
And wave cleaned up as Huni shoves it in. It's going to meet again right in front of that turret. Knock up, decent damage, but can it kill SwordArt? A great satchel pulls him back. They might have it, but look at that. Kalista is ready to go. Lost pulls him back to safety. And SwordArt's still at 30%, plus some nice honey fruit. Eat some melons. Not going to have a problem there. At least Xerxe gets himself a camp. He is, by the way, red Kayn. Has been that way for a while. You can see his W knocks up. That's when you know for sure that's what the ability is, in which form he's used. So he's going for the tankier option, way more Omnivamp, has the CC again, so better anti-tank and whatnot.
Yeah, a lot better in the super heavy dive combos. And that's why, we've been looking for a decent amount of possibilities for red Kayn because there's so many melee champions and a lot of dives, so you can get a lot of that Omnivamp value out of that Omnivamp and out of the kind of peel factor here with knock up on your W. Makes it a lot easier to land that when you are not chasing, when teams are diving into you, whereas Kayn's so much better at chasing down some of the more long-range threats and utilize more effectively in those scenarios. because of the result there from the early incursion of TSM, easily able to back right out to Soul Point for themselves. Immortals, again, I like this choice. You don't want to risk too much just on the Soul Point. There are more valuable objectives that are about to come up very quickly. Baron is already on the table. That's where TSM will transfer to next. Keep up the split pushing pressure there on bottom side for Huni. He's a little bit vulnerable right now, but Immortals are trying to get vision up around the Baron first, and TSM do have eyes on them.
Still 5,500 right now. The gold lead for TSM. And Baron may be a concern as you're talking about that in the vision setup. It looks like no one's going to be able to jump this one early on. A couple of wards are in for Immortals. They're not going to get snuck against them. But TSM are going to start taking control themselves. They haven't lost the Baron, but they're going to start taking away all the wards and making it even more difficult for Immortals to do anything about this. Xerxe gauge done for the primary front line of Immortals now. Done on both the Lee Sin and the Kayn. Ziggs on Azonius, halfway to Void Staff. Wits End in is going to feel good for Kalista.
I just want to go over how TSM cautiously swept. They group up, they waited here until everyone was available. Then for multiple points, they go down and clear out the different vision setups. So they're not risking anything as far as the possible comeback plays. You're always thinking about what is your opponent going to do next. And when they are down like this and you have so much control, they're oftentimes going to be setting up these surprise brush plays, you know, the Fnatic, quote-unquote, plays of old. And so when you're rechecking area that has previously been under control of Immortals, very good, cautious play there from TSM. They are just going by the book here, and while there's no action, I think it's important to point out the more standard things that are done to avoid those.
Yep, but as TSM take the recall, Immortals run right back in at the same moment and get all the wards back. But I feel like, yeah, TSM gonna just, you know, come back down. Look, the wards are dying yet again. The one downside is the timing was awkward and the Scuttle Crab came up, and so it was able to be grabbed by Xerxe here. But you can see TSM happily running down, taking away as much of the jungle as they can. Immortals wanting to defend this part of the map, though. The proxy war in front of Baron. Smite is good from Spica. He grabs that one. How about the dive on the top side, though? It's a catch. It's Insanity going down way too early. And that is TSM with the power play, ready to push for Baron if they want it.
SwordArt was channeling the Hex Flash right over that wall. What a positioning from him on the flank with Leona. And then Huni just pops the Nocturne ultimate. Surprise! Insanity thinks he's going in for a big play right into Leona CC, fully locked up by the TSM support. That's going to be a huge pick for them. Even though the teleport is ready there for Insanity, you know, the flash also used, so the threat of that play next time around greatly reduced.
Okay, trying to get away. Gonna flash the Q. Charm sidestepped. Raes stays alive, but burns absolutely everything on the escape. As now PowerOfEvil gets to just cleanly walk away from Destiny.
Yeah, again, a lot of resources actually forced out of the Ziggs there. Just the ultimate from PoE, and he gets a tremendous amount of value still out of this Ahri. Looking pretty good, if I don't say so myself. A lot of good aggressive, playstyle here lining up for TSM. And 26 minutes into the game. Soul Point for TSM. Baron on the table for TSM, Phreak. Now all that's left is the execution.
See if they can find the one shot. Destiny does have his Abyssal Mask, so has that. So when he headbutts and he pulverizes, he gets a big damage amp for his team, and they can try to find a one shot on somebody. 2 items are in for revenge. Nather's Tooth is in, plus the Riftmaker. That's going to feel pretty decent, but can they kill TSM? Double Morellonomicon in for Spica and PowerOfEvil. Stopwatch and double Zonias. Actually, double Stopwatch as SwordArt has one as well. And the Wits End is going to make Kalista pretty hard to kill. So good luck dealing with healing when there's Grievous Wounds on 3. Executioners in for loss. TSM have covered a lot of their bases here. And they're looking really, really good, spending their lead in a couple of really good spots.
Such a high value plant right there. As the Scryer's Bloom scouts all members of Immortals in their attempt to pick off the Kalista, that gives full authority to Huni to push right up to this tower. So nice little pop there on the vision from Aloss. Does scout out the attempt at his life. Allows his team an objective on the other side of the map. That's the cost of going for those plays that we kept lauding, accolades at Immortals for, trying to pull off those 4-person picks, trying to pull off these comeback plays. If you get scouted out, you have to pay the price.
PowerOfEvil feels pretty safe, though. He's kind of on a flank play. Revenge coming down as well. Is this the fight that comes in? Xerxe coming around as well. Here comes Nocturne, and Lee Sin is far. It's a 5v4. TSM pounce right away. Raes is gone. They're going to get a second. PowerOfEvil on a double kill. They're going to find a third, and Insanity walking out of his base going, where'd my team go? John Travolta memes pop up in chat. He's got no one else around him. TSM clean house.
When you're late game versus a Nocturne and you have teleport, you constantly have to be ready to immediately move your camera over to teleport because you do not have much time before the entire screen goes dark and you're locked out of teleporting. Insanity wasn't able to get off in time, but maybe he can get something done here versus PoE.
It's a 1v2 though. Huni, Spell Shield's expecting the kick back. Gonna find his way out. There's Baron claimed, no problem at all. TSM can walk down. Guaranteed Dragon Soul as well. A 10,000 gold lead. They've got a Red Bull Baron power play. It's gonna end the game.
Yeah, you say that. Yesterday was not quite the story. We'll see this time around. I feel pretty good about your odds, though. Here's the pick. You know, with the Nocturne Ultimate, if you don't start channeling your teleport immediately, can't join. And so, as you state, no Lee Sin available. Regardless of that, though, it still would have been an amazing engage. Like, they still would have won this team fight. Just makes it even sweeter, even better for TSM. Clean sweep. And the goose egg there for the Lee Sin unable to join.
Raes got a spell off. I'm not even sure which one because I feel like he did more than 313 damage, but he did 316, so he
I'm
did
gonna go with an E or maybe a satchel charge.
Yeah,
and only a few of the mines were popped.
Right. Yeah, it's like if you had Landers, it'd be more than just that. But you know, went for Ludens. It's not like a complaint or anything. Just is what it is. And yeah, I didn't get that much damage done overall. And yeah, they just got dove. He couldn't get his ult or anything else. So pretty rough look.
Because of a really well executed engage, though. Again, to your point, these engages from TSM, they have put so much time in on these Nocturne comps that SwordArt has been playing really well, rotating around the map early game, creating pressure, going for those deep wards that we talked about early on, allowing TSM these aggressive plays, and then they continue to apply that pressure with the global, making use of this champion. Huni has been using it quite well in lane and out of lane for the team. But here we are, Phreak, once again, set up. Baron's acquired by TSM. They're knocking at the inhibitor door. They have the Dragon Soul. Immortals are desperate. Sometimes your desperate engages are the best.
Lost plays back as a result because, hey, Ahri splitting a bot side. Good luck catching an Ahri with flash and ult up. It's nearly impossible, and there we go. Uncontested. Bot lane inhibitor goes all the way down. Mid and top now have waves shepherded in, but those are the ones that are riskier, right? Those don't have free escapes. They played a bit safely, but here's Huni being attacked heavily. Xerxe popped, could be killed. In fact, they probably have the damage, and indeed they do. Alone in mid lane goes down to 3, but alone in bot lane, Nexus turret goes down to PowerOfEvil. Now on his way out is ulting, dodges the Lee Sin Q, but because of that, counterpunch. Top side's being attacked. Top inhibitor is gone. Now Immortals with the TP play. Can they make the desperation kick happen? They push back one. Now how about the rest of it? They're gonna come back down and pile onto Kalista, and that's a kill picked up, but there is nothing to take anywhere else on the map. Baron's gone, Dragon's gone, Immortals get some gold, and the shambles of their base.
Yeah, the damage done by TSM. This time, successfully destroying the inhibitors of Immortals. They get inside, PoE finishes up on the bottom one. He even took down the Nexus turret, so very, very flimsy Nexus here for Immortals that they constantly have to deal with split push, with semi-global attempts at their Nexus, at the game. And TSM have really opened up the rest of the map now, pried this thing open. Unless Immortals get one of those dream scenario chase down fights, picking up more than a few kills, this should be TSM walking it right back to finish the job.
Seems really likely. You've got plenty of time till the big neutrals come up, 2.5 minutes in both cases. So, okay, clean out the jungle, grab a red buff, push towards level 18. That'll feel good for Spica. It's got some time to go still, but you just finish off mid lane and then into the Nexus you go. Only a single Nexus turret means there's really no bastion of defense for Immortals. Turrets individually probably don't, stop a 10,000 gold lead. You can kind of take almost any fight.
Yeah.
So we'll see when they dive in.
All right, Huni's actually doing their own Krugs right now, not moving up with the super minions, so maybe Immortals can actually jump out and try and get some early damage done because it's going to close in on all sides very quickly. To your point about there not being neutral objectives for TSM to draw Immortals out on the map, they can just go straight in to the base here. Only a minute level of defense available, and it's all gonna have to be, can Immortals make the pick? Wow. Time is not working in their favor. They've gotta find something quick.
3 buttons put Xerxe at half health from PowerOfEvil. He needs targets to hit to get his health, and it's not really gonna work. Raes low, has to get his mana pool up from running back to the fountain. Homeguard buff does pretty well there. And now it is chain wave clear. It is throwing out spells in the waves to stay alive. The flash play, but Huni spell shields it, puts the ulti down. Ziggs bomb is gonna miss entirely. Raes has had some pretty poor accuracy, I gotta say, in this game. And getting away from the charm at the very least, but the Nexus turrets are still under fire, taking the damage. When does TSM walk in for it? TP now back in for Huni. He recalled for help. They're gonna try yet again. SwordArt split off to the side, but he's very tanky, not an easy target, plus with the Kalista on his team.
Yes, sir. TSM have done it. All 3 inhibitors down, so the supers will flood in. They're all double stack super minion waves. All TSM have to do is sit around and wait for the reinforcements. The army will continually renew itself, and they just apply pressure to Immortals here. The last turret available on the entire map for Immortals try and defend around.
Magi's and a blue elixir to end it. PowerOfEvil takes his final recall and a TP in. Objectives are up in 30. If somehow Immortals win this fight huge, they can get Baron and Elder. Nice flash from Lost. Gets away from Lee Sin. Charm comes in. GA is available, but it's a lot of damage. Now in comes Nocturne. Ult comes through for Xerxe. Diana comes across as well. No one's dead just yet. SwordArt is low. Raes alive. A little bit of mana. Finds a single kill. But the minions have arrived. The Nexus turrets are dying, and the mana pool is low. TSM retreat with a single casualty, and Immortals farm the gold inside their base.
Especially an aptly named team like the Immortals here. You gotta be a little bit worried if you drop kills inside the base, and so TSM immediately call a stop to it. They transition over to Baron.
Just him in the base, not even having to ult or flash, just, I don't know if he charmed over the wall or what, but a great pick. No Ziggs steal available. Health bar is getting a bit low, but you can see Immortals are in their base. Not going to be a problem. Insanity, that charm was good. Not sure he's going to be able to get anything done. PoE finds 2 straight solo kills as the Baron goes down to Nocturne as a jungler should. And look at that, TSM 10,000 gold and 700 ahead. This poor Nexus turret nearly dead. Raes and Insanity still respawning. You can watch as they are going to die. How do you defend this one as TSM are walking in from the base, looking to close it out here. Xerxe healing on the fountain. PoE playing it safe. Ulti up in a few seconds. And then he'll be able to get a bit more done as Lost pushes in.
Okay, Tristan, you've converted me. I'm an Ahri believer now. Big plays from him.
Good charm, good damage. Destined at a 1/3, and here comes the final push. Still waiting on Insanity in 13 seconds. The dive in for Nocturne. They found the rest. He's fleeing, and he is gone. Raes has been destroyed, and his base will be the same. Nexus falls. TSM slaughters Immortals.
PowerOfEvil brings his Ahri back out. TSM, they play so well off of the pressure, especially SwordArt with the early roams. You know, Huni's doing well individually up there, but when TSM continually apply the extra pressure, that's what really turned it off for them. PoE finding some good picks there through the middle too, able to finish it out this time around. I'm sure they're much happier here. You know, yesterday was first attempt, does get turned around on them in a heartbreaker, but clean it all up.
I like PowerOfEvil on mages. TSM ran their AD mid-experiment for a while. The Lucian hadn't looked great, the Lee Sin hadn't looked great, the Viego hadn't looked great, but you give him a champ who can buy a death cap and it looks a lot better. And look, some players have play styles, but I'm gonna take the general broad brush and say, hey, look, PoE's a mage player and that's okay. Doesn't matter that Ahri's not popular. You play this well, who cares? Play your champs, play them well, and you can keep on climbing.
I don't like broad brushstrokes like that. I really liked his Viego. I really liked his Kiana in the past.
Okay.
So there are some, okay?
All right. Maybe there are some. Either way, it is a win for TSM, and that's what counts at the end of the day. Now, before we go to the break, I want to shout out those of you at home who have been tweeting and commenting about the LCS. We see you, we appreciate you, and thank you so much. Our peripherals partner, Rocket, is helping us hook up fans. And this week it's going to Twitter user Mr. Ginger31. Check your mentions. Thanks for tweeting about last week's upsets, and I hope you're enjoying this weekend's so far. And if you're looking for these peripherals and thinking to yourself, I sure would like one of those too. Then listen up, because I've got just the opportunity for you. If you have a good, bad, or hilarious play from League of Legends, I want to rate it here on the broadcast. All you got to do is reply to the tweet from @LCS Official that got just sent out a moment ago. There are only 2 rules. It must be a clip of you. It must be a clip from a recent ranked game on this patch. Make it happen. You might win some stuff.
You got to be holding a newspaper with the recording of your play.
Yeah. They got to get into the replay to farm it. That's why. So get those clips together, and we'll meet you back here for our Verizon post-game interview with PowerOfEvil.